Okay, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the binary division algorithm. In our previous two lectures, we have seen how to design binary adder, binary subtractor and multiplier. Then we came to know that all the binary arithmetics will be done in terms of addition only. Today we are going to see the binary division algorithm, so that also will be in terms of addition only. Finally, in digital domain, particularly in FPGA, the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division will be done by the addition only. Therefore, we can easily create the digital system or circuit in the FPGA to perform any kind of arithmetic computations, either by creating our own architecture to increase the throughput or using the available operators. Now we see the subdivision algorithm. My intention is now dividing x by y. So x divided by y in general. Example, for our discussion today, we are going to see how 24 will be divided by 4. We need to understand certain algorithm, certain steps in this algorithm, so that we can easily apply that algorithm in the division procedure or in this example. So that will give us very clear idea about the division algorithm. So for our understanding, I denote the dividend by Q and the divisor by M. Here DD denotes the dividend and Y denotes the divisor. So this is replaced by Q, the DR is replaced by M. Because I am going to create some registers in the implementation so that I can store the remainder and quotient values. So I named as Q and M register for this DR and DT respectively. Then we need to count the count value now. What is the value to the count? The count is equal to typically length of Q. Length of Q means length of X, actually length of X, that is equal to length of X. The length of X in the sense Q and X will be represented in binary form. So the total number of bits that is required to represent the Q, that will give us the count value. Suppose count Q equal to 3, then the count value will be 2, because 3 can be represented by 1, 1. So the count value will be 3. The next one is, this is first one. The second step is we need to create an accumulator register. The length of the accumulator register is equal to N1 plus 1 if N1 is equal to N2, not equal to N2, or N1 plus 2 if N1 is equal to N2. N1 is equal to N2, where N1 is equal to, width of Q, nothing but length of Q again, length of Q, and N2 is equal to width of M, nothing but length of M, now. So these two steps are very important. So after getting the decimal value or the binary value in the algorithm, we needed to first compute what is the value to the counter or count, and what is the value to the accumulator. We will understand these two steps first with this example. So 24 by 4 is my example now. So we will represent these values in the binary. 24 is a radix 10 number and 4 is also a radix 10 number. So that is equal to, in binary form, 1 1 0 0 0 in radix 2 form, and 4 will be 1 0 0 in radix 2 form. That just it is represented. 24 is represented by the binary form and 4 is represented by the binary form. Now we needed to compute the length of Q and M now. So this is nothing but Q. This is nothing but our M now. Since here length of the Q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the count equal to 5. The count represents the width of Q or length of Q. So in this case, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, count equal to 5. Then the count is equal to N1. Therefore, N1 is also equal to 5. And N2 is equal to length of m. Here m equal to 3, m equal to 4, which is represented in the 3 bits. So n2 is equal to 3. n2 is equal to 3. So by looking this n1 and n2 value, we came to know that n1 is not equal to n2. Therefore, the length of the accumulator is equal to just 1 second. Hello? Sir, class now okay. Sorry, one call. So the A is equal to n1 plus 1. If n1 is not equal to n2, therefore A is equal to 6 here. All this procedure, all these steps is called initialization of division algorithm. That means one should initialize the register with all these primary values now. So how to find the primary values are explained here. Count value, accumulator value now. Then I go for initialization of the register. So for our understanding, I'm taking this side some control procedures. This side I'm taking the way how the registers will be refreshed or reloaded with the new values as we progress our algorithm. So for better clarity, I'm writing here action. Then I take the accumulate register A here and the Q register here, and then the count value here. So the first action is initialization. The accumulator length is 6 here. We have calculated the accumulator length is 6. Therefore, I am loading 6 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 zeros are here. Then I am bringing the Q value here as it is. 1, 1, 0, 0, 0 is the Q value. 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. And the 5 is the count value. So this is what we call initialization. If you look here, your A value is loaded by binary. And the Q register also loaded by binary. But the count register is loaded by integer. Our design will be finally implemented in the FPGA. There is a provision in the FPGA to assign the variables either in binary form or in the integer form. So directly you can assign the integer variable also in the FPGA design using VHDL. Therefore, no matter how your variable is represented, either in STD binary form, that is standard logic form, or in the integer form. But ultimately, our tool will convert the integer value into binary only. Final implementation will be in the binary form, but for our convenience of design or the easy design developments in the FPGA using VHDL, you can deal the number in any form. In the lab sessions, we will clearly understand how this number will be converted into binary or binary into integer. That means integer into STD logic into STD logic vector, unsigned number to signed number, signed number to unsigned number. That means one format to another format conversion is possible in the VHDL design, particularly for simplifying the design procedures. That all those things I will demonstrate to you in the laboratory. Now we will continue. So this is the first step, initialization. Next step is a left shift, LS. Left shift the whole register. Left shift the whole register in the sense the MSB of accumulator will be ignored now or will be discarded now. So I am left shifting here 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This 1 will come here. This 1 is shifted. That means the whole register, accumulator and Q register is shifted towards the left side now. So here 1, 0, 0, 0, here dash. That means it is not appended. It is not shifted by 1, 0. It is just left shifted. So we assume in this algorithm that the LSB of Q is empty now. It is not filled now, it is empty. There is a space. We needed to find what is the value we needed to keep there. Right. So after left shifting, So this 1 has come here, this 0 has moved to this place. So this place is empty now. This place is empty now. Now we come to the third control algorithm. So first is here, second step is here, third step is here. The third step states that if the M must be off, M must be bit of accumulator after the left shift. After the left shift, the MSB of the accumulator is equal to 1, then we need to perform A plus M. Then we need to perform A plus M. Or otherwise, if MSB of accumulator is equal to 0, then we need to perform A minus M. Nothing but that is equal to A plus minus M. A plus minus M. So the minus M is the 2's complement of M that we have seen already. 2's complement of M. So minus M. The same principle we followed in the subtractions also now. We convert the second number in 2's complement. Therefore, we would be able to perform the subtraction also in terms of addition. So subtracting M from the A is equal to adding A with minus M now. Then how do we calculate the minus M? Minus M is equal to 2's complement of M, that's all. So here in this example, M is equal to 1, 0, 0. We are going to perform the addition or subtraction of this M with the accumulator. So we needed to convert this M first to the length of accumulator. Here the accumulator is 6 bits. So I'm appending some zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 0, 0. So totally this M is in 6 bits now. That means the number 6 is obtained here from the accumulator value here. We calculated accumulator value should be 6 bits. Therefore, we assigned or initialized the accumulator with the 6 zeros. Now, this M will be added with this accumulator value, or M will be subtracted from this accumulator value. Therefore, we needed to take the 2's complement of M. Before that, we needed to make the length of M and the length of accumulator is equal. So I appended these 3 zeros here. Then the 1's complement of this M value now is 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Then to take the 2's complement, just you add 1 here, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is the result. I'm repeating 1 plus 1, 0, 1 plus 1, 0. That 1 will come, so 1, 1, 1. This is nothing but minus M. This is nothing but our minus M now here. So this is the minus M. The 2's complement makes our subtraction simplified. That means directly you can add M with accumulator. Now you have to add this value. This value with the accumulator means we are performing A minus M. A minus M now. So as per this third step in this algorithm, the MSB of accumulator is equal to 1. Then just we have to add, that is the addition. If MSB of the accumulator is 0, then we have to subtract now. Here the MSB is 0, therefore we need to perform A plus minus M. A plus minus M. So do that operation here now. A plus minus M is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Then add this value 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. You add this value, you will get 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 now. So this is the value what we got after subtracting the M from the accumulator. So I'm writing that value here 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1 now. So this value has come from this one now. This is nothing but A plus minus M. A plus minus M. This value is nothing but A minus M. So we got that value here now. Right. Fine. So now look here. So I'm repeating this value 1, 0, 0, 0, dash. Still the dash is there. Still the empty place is there only now because we did not find the value to fill or to replace that empty place now. After this operation, again the fourth step says that if the MSB of accumulator is equal to 0, then the Q of 0 is equal to 1. Else MSB of accumulator is equal to 1, then Q of 0 is equal to 0. Q of 0 is equal to 0. That means the fourth step in this algorithm has to be applied after deciding A plus M or A minus M now. So the first step here, second step here, then the third step is we have to follow this rule, and the fourth step we have to follow this rule now. We have to follow this rule now, right? So this is the fourth step rule now, right? So the fourth step says that after deciding addition or subtraction, if the accumulator value MSB bit is 0, then the Q of 0 equal to 1. If the MSB bit is 1, then the Q of 0 equal to 0. Here, the MSB of the accumulator is 1. Therefore, filling the Q of 0 value, therefore 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. I hope this is clear. That means one iteration is over. One iteration is over in the sense one step, one complete step in the algorithm is over now. We need to continue this step till the count becomes 0. Till the count becomes 0 now. So I'm repeating this algorithm. So first we are initializing based on the step 1 and step 2. Then we are performing the left shift. Then we apply the third step here. Then we find the value. Whether we need to add or we need to subtract the M from the accumulator. Then we fill this value, correct. Then this place is empty because we left shifted without adding any 0 or 1 there. So after completing this addition or subtraction of accumulator with M register, we need to find the value for Q to replace this empty bit. Then now we found as per this step, as per the fourth step, right? Then we got the 0 here. So one iteration is over now. We have to repeat this algorithm again. This is a step for any number of bits by any number of bits. There is no any more algorithms for division. This is the standard algorithm. This is only the procedure to divide it now. So I'm repeating now. What is next step is again left shift register. Left shift the register. This one will be discarded. So 1 here, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0 dash. 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0 dash now. Right, dash. Now we need to find the value again now. So in this case, if you look here, this is the 1 now. So if MSB of accumulator is 1 after the left shift, then we need to add the A with the accumulator now. So if you add the A with the accumulator, directly you can add the A with the accumulator. If you add the A with the accumulator, I'm doing here now. Now the accumulator value is 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And our M value is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. You add now 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 now. All are 1 now. Right. So we need to fill here A plus M. That is nothing but 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 now. All are 1. So 1, 0, 0, 0, still dash. Still dash now. Now we need to find the MSB of the accumulator value here as per the step 4. So now the MSB accumulator is A. Therefore, loading the Q of 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0 now. 1, 0, 0 now. So this is the fourth step. Then third step. In the same way, when we continue this step, finally we will be getting this value now. We will be getting this value now. So look here, this value will come. This is the value for the third iteration. This is the value for the second iteration. And this is the value for the first iteration. This is the value for the first iteration now, right? Look here. So we need to continue this algorithm till the count value becomes 0. So in FPGA implementation, this is just a very simple step. We need to just to put one loop there, maybe one if conditional loop. If the count is not equal to 0, then you repeat this operation. That VHDL design, when we in the lab we will get clear idea, but for basic understanding, there is a if condition loop, if condition in the VHDL. Just we need to check if count is not equal to 0, then perform this task again and again now. So for every clock we can control this algorithm step by step so that we can repeat it till the count value becomes 0. So this is the value for the third count. This is the value for the second count. This is the value for the first count now, right? Then finally we have got this value. Finally we have got this value, right? That means next the count value is 0. So this continuation of this algorithm should be stopped at this point now. When the count value goes to 0, stop your algorithm. Then we need to apply the fifth step. So I told you the first step, this is the first step, this is second step, then this is the third step, then this is the fourth step, right? The fifth step is when your count value reaches 0, right, or when the iteration is completed for the count value 1, now you needed to check the MSB bit of accumulator is 1 or not. If MSB of the accumulator is 1, then we needed to add M with the accumulator value to get the remainder, value. Then the quotient will be stored in the quotient register. This is the Q register. That is the reason why we have taken it as a Q register. In the Q register, we'll have the quotient value, right? So this register has the quotient value right now. So this is the quotient value. This is nothing but the Q. To get the actual remainder value, we need to apply the fifth step. That is, after the first count is over, then if the accumulator register MSB bit is 1, then we need to add the M with accumulator to get the final remainder. So what I do here now, I am adding this value with this one now. You look here, this is the value now. The accumulator value is here 111100. I'm taking here 111100, and we know the value of M. Just you add the M here, then you will be getting 0, 0, 110, 110, 110, 110. This one you discard it. This one you discard it. So this will be our remainder value. This will be our remainder value. So the remainder is equal to 0 here. That means the Q register has given the quotient value and the accumulator register has given the remainder value. Therefore, the result of this division is Q equal to 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. That is nothing but 6, and R equal to 0, 0, nothing but 0 now. That means the result is 6 is the quotient value and 0 is the remainder value. 0 is the remainder value. So this is the way for any number of bit subtractions. You can multiply 10,000 by 5,000 or any multiplication, any division. Any division will be done by this algorithm only now. This is the very standard algorithm, right? So I would like to give you your practice. You can take X by Y. This is your practice homework. So you all can do this one as a practice example. 253 divided by 172, and you need to tell me the answer. X divided by Y, X equal to 53 and Y equal to 173, 172. You divide 172 by 253 divided by 172. There are three conditions. Note. The first condition is X by Y. If X is equal to Y, the division will be 1. If the X is equal to Y, the division will be 1. If Y is equal to 0, the division will be infinitive. If Y is equal to 0, the division will be infinitive. Therefore, one should check the magnitude of X and Y before initiating the division algorithm. If the magnitude of X and Y both are equal, then the result will be 1. Or if Y is equal to 0, the result will be infinitive. Or if X equal to Y equal to 0, then the result will be not a number. Not a number. We have seen many times in the MATLAB, right, or any DSP processor. If both are 0, then it is not, division will not be a number. Not a number now, right?